color?
Bad Benny did mention in interviews that he was really wanting to play Dragonshire sometime this weekend. He loves calling that battleground. Is the rest of Fnatic down to do that, though? They're going to go to Towers of Doom instead. Towers of Doom coming out, and we'll have first pick head over to Zealots.
Ted, what do you think of the Towers of Doom pickup for Fnatic?
I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I just immediately, when I go, like, where do I think, what is that thing they can rely on other than, you know, big plays within a certain, you know, kind of hyper carry. From a shot calling point of view, I feel like just relying on slow play out of Zealots and maybe not getting as much out of certain situations that they could have. And so maps that complement that, and I can't help but feel like that Dragonshire kind of caters to that, where win conditions are a little bit harder to find. It's not like Zealots can't, right? Because they're, I mean, playing so very well today. And Towers of Doom doesn't enforce that hard enough for me to go like, this is it. This is where Fnatic's going to recover. I don't feel like it's a mistake by any means. It just doesn't have that oomph I'm hoping for.
Well, Mike, I talked about it earlier, and the fact that with having two Polish players, the crowd here having a lot of faith behind Zealots. What does that feel like, you know, when you're performing on the stage and you have this crowd, this roar every time you get a kill?
I mean, it's an amazing feeling. As well as being up on stage, you can feel it shake, right? And you just feel the crowd's, you know, passion behind you. And it really is, you know, I feel like in every single interview, every single player talks about it. I know Glarong was very vocal about it in his interview, just saying, you know, there's nothing better than having the crowd cheer for you, being able to be up on stage play.
Big change in draft here, by the way, Mike. Diablo getting banned out.
I like that, because I mean, you were talking about, you know, that X Factor, that X hero with Mene, or, you know, with Schwimpy for Fnatic. I was instantly thinking, I was like, okay, I want to see Breeze play Diablo. Because yesterday, on this map, he was destroying people, right? 1v4 doesn't matter. He gets that kill onto Fan. And it's like, I really like this ban by Zealots basically saying, all right, we're beating you straight up, and we don't want to allow Breeze to play that carry hero.
And with the Blaze being picked up and the Maya being let through, after what we've seen through the first two games from these, I actually like this from Zealots. Just because Zarmany, when he's been on the Blaze, he's been playing extremely well. That last game, I feel like he only kind of furthered, you know, the success that he's had at the Western Clash. And so we saw them do this in draft one, let it through, still felt comfortable onto the Blaze pickup. So this is one of those moments where I go, I don't know if this is objectively the, you know, perfect draft, but I feel like this makes sense a lot for Zealots here, and it's going to give them a pretty big upper hand.
Well, I'm so curious what happens with the Tracer here, because I feel like if Fnatic doesn't either take the Mouth and the Tracer or Tyrael Tracer, I feel like that's for sure something we're going to see out of Zealots. If Tracer is an option, you know, Tracer Tyrael or Tracer Malfurion are both really strong, and those are.
What about Maiev, too?
Oh my gosh.
She's up and available.
That's what we were talking about. It's
Fnatic's like, what do we
There are
pick?
so many picks. Yeah, I feel like, okay, so they do just go for the Mouth UTC. I actually like this, right? Yeah, I mean, they've shown how good they are on UTC. Yesterday, they always are picking it in the 1-2, you know, because it allows them to, you know, have Benny play the hero and put it as a global, and it's versatile, like Blaze, where, you know, you can either go into 4-man or the solo. I would expect probably, actually, does Zealots play Maiev? Have we seen a game from them yet?
We have not seen a game from them yet, and when we asked them about it, all they said was that the new heroes are dictating how you play support now instead.
They have a Maiev player.
We get it now.
Stukov.
I was going to say that I did really like the fact that Fnatic was willing to kind of mix that up and try and get the call out in this situation, just because I think Zealots projected that that was going to be the pickup in this 1-2, and we need a mix-up somewhere.
Sure.
I don't know, again, like my criticism towards like the Blaze trade-off, and I don't know if it's necessarily the go-to that they should have, but I would rather see that than see them commit to a kind of cookie-cutter composition that we've seen that seems to be struggling in the series and get the mix up there. But I like that we see that Zealots does have a Maya player, and that's information for every series past this point if they end up surviving through Fnatic.
Yeah, but other than banning Maiev, it feels like the only counter that's kind of, sort of, but not always, but like sometimes working for a team versus Maiev is Blaze, and they have Blaze with it, and a Stukov silence underneath. I'm terrified for Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, the hero, when Maiev was first released, that was the hero that I instantly thought would combo so well with it, the Stukov, right? The silence within that Warden's Cage, pulling everyone back in, is what I originally thought would just destroy people, and they're actually hovering the Garrosh ban. I like this. Garrosh seems like it would be very scary comboed with that Maiev and Stukov, and Mopsio has showed how strong he is on that hero.
But we did see Johanna Blaze earlier, and that was a great combination for Zealots, and it's something that could work with Maiev as well, so the options for tanks are still available for Zealots to get something strong. Li Ming gets banned out, keeping that away from them, allowing Maiev to have a bit of an easier time getting to that front line without getting chunked too heavily.
I mean, it looks like Genji is still up, though. Genji, Greymane, and then I would feel like some kind of mage. Maybe it is like Kel'Thas. I know that is something that I think Jayao the other day mentioned was a really, I mean, Mene, he is known as a mage player, right? But Jaina as well as an option. But I feel like we'll see either Genji or Greymane here, maybe both of them. I feel like they most likely want to hide their solo lane just because that way, you know, you're still afraid. It could be a solo lane or it could be a second tank. I mean, because you can throw the ETC up there. And I feel like taking 2 damage here, I mean, there is a damage choke, right? There is only 1 damage that's been drafted so far and 1 has been banned. So I feel like picking up that Genji Greymane would be really solid.
What do you guys think about Chromie here?
For which team?
Or Fnatic?
I mean,
It's pretty safe.
It's pretty good in the stall. Stukov has to kind of second guess himself quite a bit more. But I don't know if I necessarily feel like that's the mix-up we need from them.
Yeah.
The last thing I feel like I want from Fnatic is slower play, because I don't think that they've been able to, like, I feel like the last game was a pretty good case that they're not able to stall out things properly here, that the synergy, you know, and decision making with, you know, having the sub and
Something
communication,
misfiring.
it's a little bit hard. So I would like to see them go with something more safe, but I can definitely see the thought process like going into it and why they may want to consider it.
I just think it's helpful, one, against Stukov, as you mentioned, but 2, dropping a slowing sands up of a Blaze bunker makes it much harder for them to get the engage they want. You decide to disengage, get away from their fight, you get poked. We've seen Mane on it in the past, but so far we're getting Johanna and Genji. I do like the Johanna takeaway though, because we saw in game number 1, Johanna and Blaze together and how coordinated Zealots were with it.
But also in game 2 with Tyrael Blaze.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Johanna is very much Fnatic recognizing. I feel like Zealots have beaten them in the macro the past 2 games, and from Fnatic saying we need that extra wave clear. I mean, because traditionally they love that a noob with this composition, right? That blow up composition, the cocoon, the extra CC. So they're picking up that Johanna for the wave clear, which I mean, Zealots is a very strong macro team, and they do get the Tyrael Tracer. That is a very scary composition coming out for the side of Zealots. I mean, what does Fnatic pick here? Like, how do they, you know, secure the draft for themselves?
I've been asking that before the tracer was fixed, and it just got a lot darker.
I mean, is it Greymane, Tychus?
I was going to say
Mage?
before they picked the last 2 that I would anything that has a stronger default kit. Zealots has been able to be insane whenever they have the Blaze on their side. Bunker is too short of a cooldown to where I want to see more teams considering, you know, how can we make sure that we capitalize on the fact that they're going to be able to say no to whatever initiation we have every 40 seconds. Genji kind of caters towards that playstyle, but there's nothing remaining that's going to synergize well enough here with the double warrior and Johanna, I feel like, to make up for that. Maybe the junk?
Kael'thas, maybe?
Kael'thas?
There it
It's the
is.
Kael'thas.
Kael'thas comes in.
And what a sick skin that is as well.
It is.
It's new. Right off the rack, ready to go here. Kael'thas showing up. Mane, we're gonna put it in his hands here.
Hot out of the oven.
Hot out of the oven.
The fire pit. All right, we get Mene's Kael'thas, but that draft from Zealots looks unbeatable.
Bonker sauce? Yeah.
It's strong.
I mean, so leading into this draft, what we said we wanted from Fnatic is we want them to pick something like that Kael'thas, like that Diablo. So yes, I agree. I think Zealots won draft. But I feel like Fnatic has given themselves that X factor, right? They've given themselves that Kael'thas, you know, where many can go out there and make plays, make those plays for the team that, you know, it might be enough, you know, if I were a voting man, you know, I would say probably Zealots, but yeah.
You are indeed.
A voting man.
Yeah.
Voting man.
My prediction, Zealots. I just think their draft is too strong, and their play has been so good.
I think I believe in the KT. There's too many times where I've seen Mane in a weird situation where it's like, all right, they need to get a win here. They need to find some momentum. I think he's gonna do it. I'm gonna go with Fnatic here.
We've said everything we can say about the draft. I'm gonna fall on Zealot's side, but I've also been wrong for the first 2 games, so I'm prepared for it. Like, I'm just gonna push this to game number 4. I'm hoping I can continue the curse, swap this out. Mane kept clutching it out.
For me, yeah, Zealots. They looked strong in the last 2 games, and that draft, as long as they play Maiev as well as the other teams who have been playing Maiev at Play Her, I think they're gonna 3-0 Fnatic, which is so weird to say, but Zealots are on a tear. But the chat believes in Fnatic. They want to see that reverse sweep. They at least want to see more games in the series, and I can understand that. I can empathize with that. Let's head over to the casting desk for game 3.
Chat believes, and I'm wondering how much belief do they have as Fnatic's tournament hopes start now? If the reverse sweep is going to happen, they can't afford any more suffering.
Absolutely not, but let's wait and get started into this game. Let's make some noise now here for Zamini. Sorry, Zealots with Zamini on the Blaze. Maiev on ADRD playing Maiev, Stukov being played by Shad, Tyrael played by Mopsio, and Tracer played by Chris.
On the right side in red will be that of Fnatic. If you are a fan in chat, let's see how many fans we have in the crowd, as it will be Smexy on Malfurion, Bad Benny on ETC, Breeze on Johanna, Sonic on Genji, and the fate of this team are in the hands of the Mage Mene on Kael'thas.
I'm actually very, very pumped to get into this. When people rely on their comfort picks, generally meaning that they need to dig deep, Fnatic understand that. And once again, we have Sonic playing that Genji. We've seen the types of plays he can get. The only thing hindering him, though, we're still looking at it, that Tyrael and Blaze combo.
There's a combo that we see, and there's the lurking arm into the Maiev drag. And starting things off here, Zealots gets first blood. Things looking grim on that first combo, but Zealots holds on. And it all is going to start with Maiev. As Maiev has got Breeze in mind, the lurking arm's going to go down. Johanna and the Polish crowd is making some noise for the Polish team with the duo of Mopsio and ADRD.
I mean, cool Maievs don't even look at their kills, right? It was just so wonderfully executed. And I mean, J-How, we were talking about this. We're going to hype this one up. But the Warden's cage into the lurking arm silence.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Holy.
Zealots is coming out on fire. They're not looking to just close this out in a 3-0. They are looking to do it in dominant fashion. They've done so. 3 kills in the first minute here.
They are going out with guns blazing. And Chris, once again, back onto that Tracer. We've seen the plays that he makes. We can see Zealots, they're very, very comfortable, very, very confident playing Towers of Doom thus far. Currently, they are sitting on a 2-3 record, but looking to equalize that one if they get this win from Fnatic.
They're definitely trying to get that. Sonic, he's got to be a little bit careful. Chris has him in his sights. It doesn't matter who you call on the side of Zealots. It seems like everybody on this team is making plays throughout today.
And we've also talked a lot about how Stukov can be such a powerful pick on a map like this because he can neutralize the sappers. That pulse bomb being picked up by a minion there, but Smexy, he is still so low.
They are so lucky. Chris was like, look, I'm gonna try and make the big play. He tried to thread that pulse bomb in there, and just by a few pixels or so, caught himself a minion, unable to land on the hero. And Vandy, I want to talk about right now, this is a different build that we're seeing from Maiev, going Pursuit of Vengeance, not Nisha's at level 1 that we've been seeing. This has each hero tethered by Umbral Bind, reduces the cooldown of Spirit of Vengeance by 1.5 seconds. A very different build that we're seeing here. A little bit more mobility, but also more opportunities, I think, here for ADRD.
What does that mean by taking that talent choice? It just means that he wants more flexibility with that Spirit of Vengeance to have it up more often, making him more mobile. And I feel that pairs so well with Tracer in terms of that high mobility synergy.
One thing that's crazy to think about, because Mana Addict is what Kael'thas goes with Mene, and Sonic just barely able to get out of their life. You need 20 globes to be able to get that shield for yourself. Breeze, he's caught in here. ADRD trying to make plays happen. He's getting that reset, that cooldown reduction. There's the auto attacks. He's getting those in. Mene under assault just does make it out of there. But the fact that Mene only has 2 globes, he's gonna need, after you obtain 20, you're able to get that mana shield, and that's equivalent to your max mana. It's an uncapped talent, but to deal with the pulse bomb, you desperately need to get those globes.
That's what he's gunning for right there, as well as Benny with that prog rock currently sitting on 6 stacks, meaning that when he finishes that, he'll also be able to heal heroes, give his team that much needed survivability.
Blaze coming down from the top side, getting the interrupt. Buying time for Zealots and team to come back in. Mene has been completely zoned out. He's got a long walk home. Bene lurking on the left side, trying to find an opportunity to come in. They're gonna see if they can find it. Breeze controlling the front line. You see ADRD, he's also flanking the backside.
Did you see that play by Shad there? He put the lurking arm on himself, anticipating that Sonic would want to go in on him. Kael'thas though, getting popped.
Kael'thas goes down, Breeze goes down as Mene and Breeze have fallen, and now we're looking for more. Smexy, he is walking ever so slowly on his way home. But Chris and ADRD seem to be the ones that are just opening this game. 5 kills in 4 minutes. This is not where Fnatic expected to be.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I was so impressed by that play there by Shad. He was knowing that he was going to get focused, and then just reading the next play that was coming. He put the lurking arm on himself so that really Sonic, he's just looking, he's like, well, I don't want to get silenced. I don't want to walk in that. I can't really follow up on that. It was just really interesting decision making. Shad, he's showing why he's a monster on this Stukov.
There's the lurking arm going down. You can see that of Breeze going in, going that extra movement speed of that level 4 pickup, trying to use that condemn to close the gap. Unable to do so, but they're defending against these sappers here. They have to try and hold on to this bottom lane because right now, Fnatic, they're down a level and a half early in this game, and they need to hold on to as much as they can so this does not spiral out of control.
You can already see how much of an experience gain that Zealots have. They've got 5 kills under their belt. And in the meantime as well, Zamini's been soaking that top lane any chance that he gets. That's what I was chatting to you about Blaze. Just the ability for him to clear, to soak the waves. And it just makes him, a lot of teams are saying, it's impossible to gank. You waste your time. Yes, you have to force him back so he's not free pushing. It's almost like the Leoric of old, right? Draws your attention, but then you're not able to get a kill on him.
It's definitely a tough task as we see Mene trying to defend here. They do have the damage to clear the sappers, but it's just handcuffing them to this lane. They need to hold on, but with 10 quickly approaching in a double altar phase, Fnatic is likely to give up. Maybe they've got to be careful they don't get a kill because Pulse Bomb is charged up. They have to defend against this, and then they're likely to give up both altars. Breeze, however, no Iron Skin if you're silenced. He's got it out for now.
Breeze, he's low, but luckily he manages to walk away with his life. I was worried for a moment there, and with that Iron Skin being down, it just makes it, you can see how far Zealots are willing to push that.
They're willing to push, but 10 is here, and it looks like Fnatic not afraid to take the fight. Warden's cage is down. Bad Benny and Team Shad's going to be the first to fall as they do get on that backside. Sonic helping to turn this game around, but the re-engage is going to be here. Benny just barely escapes the clutches of that stun, but Chris going in, trying to make the play, does get the kill onto Breeze, and Sonic, he's going back in. He's not done either.
It's a 1-for-1. No, it's not anymore. Sonic also falls. Evening up, but look at this 80 RD. He's not yet done. He's dangerously low. Mene. Look at that vault right there, saving him.
Impeccable timing every single time as ADRD has touched every single one of those combos. Fnatic riskily taking that fight with the 10 talent here that Zealots had. They end up losing 2 members, only trading out for 1, but even worse for them, Vandy, is the fact that they're now losing control of this bottom lane.
And we've talked so much about why this bottom lane can be so important. And also, one thing I also need to point out, Shad, anytime that they see the Sapper Camp available, they want to make sure that they get that. They've just got so much zoning potential around it, but they can also now put additional pressure onto that bottom lane. And now for Fnatic to be on the back foot, you still don't have your level 10 talents. You're in a bit of trouble, I'd say.
Let's see Mene getting desperate to try and land something, trying to get a gravity lapse, trying to get a combo onto anybody to turn this around. 10 getting close for Fnatic. We'll see if they can try and get some type of comeback. The fact that you have Sanctification, Bunker, and a lurking arm, and we also see Shad going the extra range at level 7 to make sure that he can stay very safe back. Mosh Pit is normally that big time turnaround, but it's likely going to be stage dive to have that global. They missed that big playmaking ability that you might be desperate to pick at this point, being down so much here to Zealots.
Pressure on the bot lane as Zealots try to escort the Sapper Camp in. Luckily, Fnatic is able to defend. They're able to hold for now. But what they aren't able to do is push up and reclaim that bell tower. There's some constant pressure as well with Zamini. He's constantly tying up Benny and stopping him from rotating on to help the rest of the members of Fnatic.
Right now, we actually see Benny holding his heroic. I think that there was some hesitation because you find yourself down 12 core health already, down 2 levels, almost 3 full levels. You're going to be down the talent tier here. I think there was some consideration to possibly go for that big playmaker. They're playing at standard. Breeze going in. He's already used his Iron Skin. We see Sanctification used here early.
Sanct used very, very early. The Lurking Arm goes out, and look at this, into the Warden's cage. There's no retreat. The silence is still going out. Sonic able to dash away.
Sonic barely gets away. Smexy uses that Twilight Dream, and now we see Mopsio and team on the front. Breeze, he's not going to be able to make it. Sonic trying to get out of the clutches. We see Benny on the backside as well. There is action on all fronts here. Sonic diving the backside, trying to get the takedown. He does, and he gets the reset. He gets out, but Kael'thas fell, and now all of a sudden Genji goes down. A 1-for-3 trade here for Zealots.
Oh my goodness, the way Zealots played that fight was so wonderful to see. The Warden's cage into the Lurking Arm silence. We finally saw that. Zamini not even afraid of the kill zone, willing to go in on Smexy.
No, Smexy has to be careful. There was almost a pulse bomb for Chris. He's looking for that. If he has the recall, he almost would have been able to go in there. He was so close to having that pulse bomb. I was checking that as Zarmany went in. I'm like, that's a little crazy. The pulse bomb was probably sitting about 90%. Had he been able to have that at 100%, that might have been one dead Smexy.
Well, why not, right? Smexy's there. He's trying to taunt them a little bit with the spray. But I'm just so worried for Fnatic. Every time I see them trying to take the engage, they get the kills, but not where they can find any value, any impact. And even when they do, we saw Shad. He was first to fall. I said, this is good. They've got the support down. Let's see what they can make out of this. As soon as Blaze arrived on the scene, it was a totally different matter. Chris just showing that it needs to be him that's prioritized. But how do you prioritize such a nippy Tracer?
It is tough. You've got to try and find something to land. If you're Fnatic and you're wondering, where is our opportunity to come back? There's the pulse bomb. Chris uses the recall, but it's directly into the roots, and somehow he gets away. The flame strike, excuse me, the living bomb is going to go off, and that does confirm the kill onto Tracer, and now Fnatic has an opportunity to potentially reclaim this bell tower.
There we go. Question answered. Wonderfully done, wonderfully executed Fnatic. And that's a blow-up composition that Chris needs to really be able to watch out for. He was just not going to be getting away with that. Not because they didn't have the Blaze, you know. The way it works is that you've got everyone going, you got your front line charging in, and then the Tracer just nipping off, just nipping at the flanks. That's what Chris needs to be able to do. So he was just biting off more than he could chew there.
I'm really curious to see if Fnatic will try and double up on this, try and find some way. It's 10 seconds, so their rotation is a little bit behind. Kael'Thas has probably the single best level 13 power spike, getting that cooldown reduction whenever you use that living bomb. Now, Fnatic a little bit scarier as they approach the 13-16 talents here for this team. Right now, the fight has broken out. Sanctification's been used. Mene on the backside. He gets the heal, but it's not enough. Not enough burst heal in time. Mene, the first to fall.
Mene is first to fall, but they're still looking for more kills. Warden's Cage going out now.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. That's 2 members down on the side of Fnatic. Zealots keeping up the chase. Sonic uses that swift strike out of there. Fnatic going for the big home run play, unable to get it now. Not only do they give up double altars, but that top bell tower was claimed. That is 10 shots going over against Fnatic. Zealots will turn their attention potentially over directly to the boss here to get 4 more shots and start to put Fnatic in a desperate situation.
If you look at the way Zealots are fighting, they're never really using that Warden's Cage to, I guess, initiate, to start a fight. It's always to block off the escape. And then you just see team members sitting there. They're unwilling to touch or break the cage because it's just going to put them back in. But what does that do? It buys them the extra seconds to get those kills and secure them. It's a very, very interesting use. I guess we've seen Warden's Cage being used more on the aggressive side, but I love the way they're using it to cut off any escape and secure the kills against Fnatic.
Benny, I have to point this out because this is more dire than it looks if you're on the side of Fnatic, because you don't just have to win every single altar. You have to be there, in their face, up front. You cannot allow a couple of seconds of channel because Tyrael will have Sanctification. All he has to do is get a couple of seconds of channel for a teammate nearby, use that Warden Cage to potentially zone out the team of Fnatic. So right now they have to start. They have to start right now. ADRD somehow surviving, uses that dash out, but on the backside, Chris, one more time, making plays. And right now, Fnatic, they realize they have to fight non-stop, but it is going to be a dire situation. Mene on the backside, going down that B-step, recognizing he's going to go down. Breeze walking away. He's going to be trying to survive as Mopsio on team try and continue to bring the fight directly to Fnatic. Bunker goes down. Fnatic in all sorts of trouble. Triple altar phase. It's looking like the beginning of the end.
Zealots smell blood and they want it. Another kill being picked up now with the ETC falling. You can see how much that punished Fnatic just for the simple fact that we had Vault available for ADRD. That skill, I feel it's like why a lot of the players we were talking to, they're like, it's just still too strong and it's come from, yes, the cooldown's been up to 9 seconds, but when you do have it up, as you said, how is he still living?
It's near impossible, and it doesn't matter where you're at on the side of the battleground. Breeze, this is going to be all for naught as one channel is going to seal it here for Zealots if they have defeated Fnatic and will move on to the lower bracket finals to face Tempo Storm and a shot at the grand finals here at our Western Clash 2018.
This is just unheard of right here. Fnatic being 3-0'd. Let that sink in.
It is, and I think that Fnatic, they recognize playing with a sub, they felt that they had nothing to lose. And no matter their outcome, they were going to be somewhat okay depending on how things went. I think given the circumstances, getting a top 4 finish is nothing to slouch at, especially when you bring in somebody literally last minute, flying in the day of the event. A guy who had only scrimmed for a couple of days with this team. So a valiant effort here by Fnatic, but they do suffer defeat at the hands of Zealots.
I'm just so interested as well with Fnatic. They had some great plays, but the drafting, once again, the heroes, we saw the Maiev, so much damage coming away, and yet that Vault to buy the extra crucial seconds, the shielding, the sanctifications, the way Zealots play, it's just so hard to whittle them down, to kill them, and it was just so hard for Fnatic. You saw Mene as well, the constant pressure coming out his way. What more could they do?
There was not much they could do there. Zealots didn't give them the opportunity, I think, draft and in play. But who we will give an opportunity to is Gillian team to really break this series down that Zealots won in dominant fashion.
Yes, thank you very much, Jay, Howe, and Vandy. A valiant effort indeed from Fnatic. I love indeed. It's my favorite word.
It's a good word.
Thank you, thank you. But unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Fnatic now as Zealots eliminate them from the Western Clash. And in convincing fashion in that last game.
Yeah, goodbye Fnatic, but hello ADR Dion Maev. Like, where'd that come from? Absolutely destroying Fnatic.
Maev is pretty close to Medivh, Dread.
Pretty close.
At least name-wise.
Yeah, and probably in terms of strength level in my mind, to be honest with you. But I will say that we talked about the draft adjustments. We know some of the thought process coming out from Fnatic, and I can't help but feel like I still would rather see that game and that attempt from Fnatic in that game to go with the high risk, put a many on a mage, and see if you can make things happen. So I just want to bring back that, like, yes, that last game looked really, really lopsided, but it was a last stand from Fnatic.
Fnatic did make a last stand, and they tried a lot of different things throughout the series. Why don't you break down your top 3 plays, Mike?
Yes, it is going to be the top 3 plays of the series. Speaking of Mene on that mage, he is going to be in the first highlight, I believe, but it might not be in a good fashion. He gets really far zoned out by the Tyrael and Tracer. Oh wait, okay, no, we are doing, this is number 3. We did this highlight a little bit before. This is the Sank and the Bunker overlapping a little bit. Keep your eyes on Sonic and the Genji, as well as Breeze cocooning the Uther on the side. But Sonic just putting in work here, getting 3 or 4 man slashes with that Dragon Blade, chasing ADRD down, getting the reset. And look at him chasing Mopsio down. But this is my very favorite part, man. He jukes the Jagged Arrow for the style points at the end, you know. And here we go. Replay number 2. Watch Mene getting zoned out so hard by Mopsio here. Forced to 1